So today's topic is going to be the neuron. So here we have an image of a neuron all drawn out, and the first thing that comes up are dendrites, and dendrites are the tree-like branches that receive messages from other cells. And you can see that on the left. Next is the soma, or cell body, which is the cell's life support center. Dendrites send impulses down to the soma, which then sends its own impulses down the axon, and the axon is the fiber that carries messages away from the cell body. Next we have the myelin sheath, which sometimes covers the axon with a layer of fatty tissue and speeds up neural impulses. Lastly, we have the terminal branches, or terminal buttons, and these form junctions with other cells and release neurotransmitters. So a neural impulse is also known as the action potential, and it's the electrical signal traveling down the axon itself. Here we have a synaptic vesicle, which stores neurotransmitters inside it, and these neurotransmitters get released into the synapse, or synaptic gap, which is a junction between two neurons. And on the receiving neuron, there are receptor sites, and these are where neurotransmitters will bind to the next neuron. So what exactly is a neuron? Well, a neuron is a nerve cell. It's a basic building block of the nervous system itself. There are four major types of neurons, and they are afferent, efferent, interneurons, and mirror neurons. And here we're going to take a look at all four different types of neurons. First, we have the afferent neurons, which send messages from the sense receptors to the central nervous system. And the efferent neurons send messages from the central nervous system to your muscles and glands. Interneurons are CNS neurons that internally communicate and intervene between sensory inputs and motor outputs. Mirror neurons are frontal lobe neurons that fire when performing an action or observing another doing so. Another important cell is a glial cell, and these are cells that support, nourish, and protect neurons. Lastly, how does a neuron fire? So this process isn't as complicated as you think. First, when a neuron is inactive, it has a resting potential and a negative charge. Then, when the neuron reaches its threshold, where excitatory messages are greater than inhibitory messages, it causes depolarization, which creates the action potential, or neural impulse. Then, neurotransmitters get released into the synapse and absorbed by the next neuron. Then, there is a refractory period, or resting pause, where the neuron gets repolarized, or the charge turns back to negative. The last process is called reuptake, which is the reabsorption of excess neurotransmitters left in the synaptic gap. Okay guys, that's all, so thank you.